Hi there, welcome to the shop. Today, let's debunk some myths about sharpening blades. It doesn't matter if you're sharpening kitchen knives, chisels, planes, or any other tools that you have. It's all basically the same technique. And in order to do that, what you need is some kind of lubricant. I'm going to use Windex. You could use water. It doesn't really matter as long as it's not oily. You need 3 stones. I'm using a coarse stone, a fine stone, and an extra fine stone. And then I'm using a leather strop. And if you don't know what that is, it's just this green stropping compound, which is like a super fine sandpaper smeared onto a strap of leather that's glued to a wooden block. So what we're going to do is we're going to do coarse stone, fine stone, super fine stone, 15 to 20 passes on the leather strop, and whatever you got is good to go and sharp enough to use. So let's get into it. So you went out and bought yourself a crazy expensive set of Lee Nielsen chisels. These come out of the box super sharp. You use them for a few hours and all of a sudden they don't cut as well. Every tool with the blade needs to be sharpened every few hours of use. Doesn't matter if you're cutting softwood or hardwood, they're going to get dull. So you don't want to practice on your expensive ones? Great, neither did I. Go to Home Depot or Lowe's, buy one of these Buck Brothers planes. I don't remember, it's under $20. Who cares? We're going to take it apart. We're going to steel the blade, and I'm not really going to use the rest of that for anything else. I'm going to use this to learn how to use these sharpening tools to get good at sharpening, to practice my hand position. Don't buy all those stupid jigs and plastic crap that you're going to lose and break. Develop the muscle memory to learn how to hold these things such that you can get a good sharp edge with just your hands and your sharpening tools so you can get back to doing what you were here to do in the first place, which is woodworking. So we took that cheap block plane apart. Now I'm going to use this blade that came with it. I can kind of look at it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera. It's got a bunch of lines and ridges and machine work to it. Got some shininess on the back. It doesn't feel very sharp. So we're going to use this one. Here we go. You're going to take your lubricant, Windex, water in a bottle. You're going to soak your stones down. These act as a lubricant and also help keep the blade cool so it doesn't overheat while you're doing your thing. Now, if I was off camera, I do what I call the 3/8. I do a figure 8 pattern on the coarse, the fine, and the super fine, and then I do 15 or 20 passes on here. For the camera, I'm just going to go back and forth. Maybe I'll show you what the figure 8 looks like. It's not that it's advanced, it's just that it's what my arms are comfortable with in terms of sharpening my own tools. So here we go. You don't have to go crazy. You'll find the edge. Hold yourself at a bit of an angle to your sharpening stone, and you'll feel where the edge is. Now, back and forth. Here's that figure 8 that I like to do. It's just comfortable for me. It works. So I'm going to do 8 or 10 eighths on the extra coarse stone. Now I'm going to move straight over. You can go straight back and forth. You can make whatever shape works for you. Develop some muscle memory so you get comfortable finding that angle. You'll feel it when it flattens out. Boom, there it is. Now I'm holding down pressure with this hand, and this is my steering hand. This is how I'm changing my angle. So like I said, for me it's comfortable to make 8s. I don't know why. Probably watched a YouTube video where somebody did this and it was cool looking. And now it's all I know how to do. So that's already feeling better. I'm going to move on to the extra fine stone. And like I said, you can go straight back and forth, or you can make 8s. It doesn't really matter as long as you hold this angle where you want it and you apply some down pressure with your fingers. I'm not applying a lot of down pressure, but I'm also not just letting it slide back and forth on the stone. And then from here, I'm going straight to my stropping, my leather strop. So to properly prep this, you really want to grind in this stropping compound. This is about $10 for this giant brick, and it'll last you a really long time. So I'm basically just going to grind that in there until it's nice and green. And now I'm going to take this and I'm going to hold some down pressure with my hand, and real quick, I'm just going to do 10 or 15 passes And there we go. Definitely sharper than it was before. Right out of the box, I think I could probably use this. There's a bit of a burr on the back. So when you're sharpening these on the coarse, fine, and extra fine sharpening stones, what's happening is the metal is curling over and it's creating a burr on the back. You can actually catch it with your fingernail. That's a good thing. So once you notice you've got this burr, go back to your extra fine stone, lay it down totally flat, and just make a couple of passes. It won't take much. Back and forth, figure eights, whatever you're comfortable with. Now that burr is completely gone. And now I've got a pretty sharp chisel. Clean up all this mess, wash your hands, put away all your tools. Now you're ready to go back to woodworking. You can do the same approach with kitchen knives. The same technique works. Don't use any of those crappy jigs. Learn how to hold your knife at a 22.5 degree angle or a 30 degree angle, whatever you want. Learn how to sharpen your blades with these 3 stones. I'm getting out of breath. With these 3 stones and a stropping block, and I promise you, all of your blades will be sharp. You'll be cutting, and you won't have to spend all the time in the world doing this. So, hope you found that helpful. That's it for me, friends. Till next time, peace, love, and sawdust.